This is gorgeous. Gwyneth!
Hey!
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this.
You made it!
I made it especially in time for summer in the Hamptons. We're finally together. Thank you for making the time to do 73 questions.
Thank you, and welcome to my garden.
Thank you so much. Welcome to me. And you have a beautiful garden indeed. What are you growing in this garden?
Oh my goodness, we have all kinds of lettuces. We have some tomatoes that are starting to come up over here. They're still a number of weeks away. We have some beautiful cucumbers and squash and basil and sage and herbs. It's in abundance.
It's so lush and looks great. What is a go-to recipe that you're excited about?
Well, lately I've been using all this gorgeous lettuce, so lots of salads with delicious proteins and really cooking from the land.
Delicious. What's a recipe that you've gotten asked about more than any other recipe?
A lot about my boyfriend breakfasts.
And other than yours, whose recipes just work out beautifully for you?
I'm gonna say Ina Garden.
Okay. Now, besides wheatgrass shots, what other health foods did your mom introduce to you when you were little?
Kind of healthier soda and vitamin C supplements.
Super healthy. Now, I may not have wheatgrass shots, but I did bring you some of these.
Aww,
Yeah, here you go.
thank you.
This can add to the whole decor of where we are right now.
That is so nice.
I'm glad you like it.
I love flowers.
Yeah, I decided to go with ranunculus because I've never heard of them before.
I got something for you. Come on.
Okay. What's your biggest vice?
My one alcoholic drink a week.
What's your biggest virtue?
Everything else.
What's one thing that really annoys you?
Incompetence.
What's something you used to do that makes you cringe now?
Sing in public. After you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And what's something you don't do that you wished you did more of?
Sing in public.
And what is your number one hosting tip?
Number one hosting tip is always have a beautiful cheese board.
What piece of jewelry from your family is most special to you?
Probably the engagement ring that my father gave my mother and then she gave to me.
Beautiful. What's one fashion trend that you find absolutely baffling?
I'm not really into big bell bottoms or fringe.
Thank God I left my bell bottoms and fringe at home. What's your favorite curse word?
Favorite curse word, fuck ass.
Favorite Coldplay song?
Life is for living.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
But life is for living, we all know. And I ain't gonna learn. I don't remember the words. Alone.
Oh, what a beautiful voice. That was incredible. And what a beautiful Academy Award.
My doorstop. It works perfectly.
Now, you met Brad on the set of Glee. Were you nervous to sing in front of him?
No, because we were just acquaintances then, so it was very professional.
Very professional. Can you give me 3 super specific tips for maintaining the best skin?
Exfoliation, hydration, and nutrition.
Oh, great. And wow, look at this. You are just treating me right now.
Come on over here.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I just gotta grab something.
You got it. Look at this view. Gwyneth, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you enjoying this?
25?
Goes off the charts.
Thank you.
All right, we got a spread here too?
We do. Would you like anything?
think
Carrots or?
I may help myself to some of this. Let's do it. I'm gonna go grab some of this carrots from here. So Gwyneth, I wanted to ask about your mom, the one and only Blythe Danner. What's the best beauty advice that she ever gave you?
Probably to keep it simple.
What's the most valuable thing that you've learned from your parents' marriage?
Stick it out.
What has been the biggest surprise about motherhood?
How much love there is in this thing.
And what advice did your dad give you that you still live by?
To always tell the truth.
We got a baby bird chirping in the background there.
That's Amagansett for you.
This is so bucolic. Now, I know that you took an incredibly touching trip with your father to Paris when you were just 10 years old. What do you remember most fondly about that time?
That he said he wanted me to see Paris for the first time with a man who would always love me no matter what.
That's really sweet. Now, have you created any special tradition with your daughter or son as a tribute to that?
Yeah, in fact, we do a lot of special outings one-on-one as well.
What traits did Moses and Apple get from you?
I think Moses got his deliberation from me, and Apple, her sense of humor.
How has Apple influenced your style?
She pulls me back to the 90s.
That is one time to be pulled back to right now. I remember it vividly. What is one item that Apple is not allowed to borrow from your closet under any circumstances?
Nothing's off limits for her.
What would you steal from her closet?
Maybe her jean shorts.
Okay, now I have a random question for you.
'Kay.
Super random. So you read things that say drink a lot of water, and other people are like, don't drink a lot of water. How much water do you drink every day?
I drink a lot. I probably drink about 8 of these.
Okay. So I guess I need to do the same thing. Now, this interview is happening because you are celebrating 15 years of Goop.
Can you believe that?
It's extraordinary.
15 years?
15 years.
I can't believe it.
I know. And what was your original goal at the time back then, 15 years ago?
Really just to connect people to fantastic information that would make their lives better and more interesting.
Yeah, I think you succeeded at that.
Thank you.
Clearly. Now, would you say that that is the same goal now, 15 years later?
Absolutely.
And what do you hope Goop looks like in another 15 years?
I hope we're still doing exactly the same thing, but in more countries.
All right, go for it. Now, how do you deal with criticism as a CEO?
I try to separate the personal from the professional. And I also try to hear the things that might hurt my feelings in the criticism so that I'm always learning.
And what are you most proud of that the brand has achieved?
Very proud of the fact that we continue to help eliminate shame, especially for women.
Yeah. And what issues besides that do you want to continue to dive deeper on?
More into all things that help women.
What are you most excited about in wellness right now?
The idea of longevity, like really being able to live a long life, a little bit healthier and with more vitality.
Now, wellness sometimes gets some flack. What do you think people misunderstand about Goop?
I think whenever you're trying to introduce a new concept into the culture, it can be uncomfortable for people.
And what's the most simple wellness advice that anyone can follow?
Quiet the mind.
Super important. Now, another random question. Can you show me the last photo that you took on your phone?
On my phone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okie dokie.
What's it gonna
As
be?
long as it's G-rated. Let's see. There's some from, not from an
Gonna be.
event.
I'm gonna grab another cherry. I think.
Please do.
Great, thank you.
Here's my son I caught doing a photography project in his bathroom.
What was the project?
I think it was motion capture, something that I don't fully understand.
Are you normally surveilling your children?
I like to sneak in and capture a moment.
Let's sneak off and see some more.
Come with me.
Happy to. Gwyneth, what is your most Gwyneth Paltrow outfit?
Probably something really simple, like jean shorts or white jeans and a nice sweater, a button down.
If you could give your style a name, what would it be?
Classic, but with a twist.
What fashion looks of yours do you most see reposted on the internet?
Probably currently anything I wore in the 90s.
What's one look that you think is underappreciated?
Maybe some of my more simple looks.
Can you give me a 3-word description of that velvet Gucci suit that you wore without using the word velvet?
Bold, red, trend-setting.
Where is it now?
It's in my closet in California.
So you're not using it to hold any doors around here?
Not currently.
Okay, great. Now, what was your best role when you look back at your amazing career?
Oh, gosh, I was so lucky. I've had so many amazing roles.
Yeah. And what's your favorite line from any of your characters?
Probably from the Royal Tenenbaums when Margot says, "You probably don't even know my middle name."
Oh, that's a good one. What was a moment that totally shook you into wanting to act?
Probably watching my mother do plays when I was very little at the Williamstown Theater Festival.
And what's a TV show that you would love to guest star on if you could?
Maybe Alone, but I'm not that good at survival, so a very short cameo.
If you saw your films playing one night on television, which would you most likely actually sit through and watch the whole thing?
Maybe Emma?
That is exactly what I was going to say. Did you just say that because you knew I was going to say that?
I had a feeling.
Now, it's been 19 years since you've been in a leading role.
Yep.
And that's where you're in every single scene.
Yeah.
What is the one thing you miss about that?
Nothing.
Who are you most excited about right now in Hollywood at this moment?
Jodie Comer?
And which of your character's wardrobe would you steal if you could?
The lady that I played in A Perfect Murder.
What's a favorite piece of anything that you stole from set?
I've actually never stolen anything from set, but I wish I had stolen the Birkin bag from the Royal Tenenbaums.
Gosh, is it too late?
I think it's too late.
Okay, maybe. Who besides Meg Ryan has ever left you starstruck?
Oprah.
I could see that. And what would you tell someone who wants to date an actor?
Skip it.
You did a killer Texas accent for your first role. Can you give me a mini masterclass in that? And if you want to do the accent, by all means, you are invited.
I don't remember how to do that accent.
So how do you do it? Are you sure? You don't remember at all?
Well, the way I always approached accents was treating them like music, like really trying to hear all of the nuance of all of the notes.
Right. I also know that you're a polyglot. Can you say anything in any language?
I can say, fiche-moi la paix.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
It means, leave me the fuck alone.
Moving on, Gwyneth. How do each of these directors direct Gwyneth Paltrow?
Okay.
Here we go. Ryan Murphy.
He says, do it with less emotion.
Jon Favreau.
He says, yeah, that's great, do it again like that.
Wes Anderson.
He says, do it again, but do it exactly how I tell you.
Very insightful. Now, Gwyneth, since you're so into longevity, I'm assuming you have a cold plunge and a sauna.
I do. Would you like to see?
I would like to see it.
Come on.
Now, I think I have an idea, but can you explain in your own words why it seems everyone has a cold plunge and sauna?
So cold plunges and saunas are amazing for detoxification and circulation, and they say skin tone and everything. You want to try?
Like go in?
Yeah.
All right. I'll just back myself up in here. And hopefully you don't turn it on.
Oh, it's on. You don't feel the heat?
It's already 90 degrees here. You can let me out whenever you want.
All right.
Thanks,
Come
Gwyneth.
on.
Okay. I guess it's time for me to jump in a cold plunge.
That's right. Cold plunge right over here.
So how often are you using this?
Multiple times a week, I would say.
Yeah. How cold is it?
It's 45 degrees.
Okay, and this is gonna increase lifespan? Like what's going on here?
That's what they say.
No
They
kidding.
say it also helps with mood and all kinds of things.
Right. Well, there's another thing that's helping with mood is this beautiful, beautiful view. Look at this. This is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. It's pretty wild because this is my first time in Emma Gansett.
What do you think so far?
I love it a lot more now. And you've been coming here for how many years?
About 18 years ago, I bought this house.
It's beautiful. And what's changed the most in this time?
It's become very popular.
Yes, it has. I was in traffic, I think, for about 1,000 hours getting here.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're worth it. And what is one thing that I should do after this interview is over?
Go to Amagansett Square.
Oh, great. And we'd be happy. We have all these orchards with what fruit is on this?
Apples.
Gorgeous. Amazing. Now, Gwyneth, you've talked about how important agency is in your life. Do you ever feel powerless?
Occasionally, unfortunately.
And who is your mentor, and what's the most valuable advice that they've given you?
A guy named Brian who says, when you have a problem, you gotta try 1,000 things 1,000 times.
That's good advice. And what is your relationship with the word ambitious now?
I think it's a good word, especially for women to embrace.
All right, are we gonna pick any apples today?
Sure.
Is it ripe?
Not yet. Can you come back in October?
Yeah, I'll do that, if you invite me. What's another term besides ambitious that you hope gets reevaluated?
Assertive.
Can you make a prediction about yourself 1 year from today?
I'll probably be here.
If you could go back in time, which younger version of Gwyneth Paltrow would you want to have a talk with, and what would you say?
Probably the one when I was about 19 years old.
Yeah? And what would you say?
I was particularly lost at that juncture, and I think I would just want to tell her to really become very, very close to herself, because that's how life gets a lot less painful.
There we go. And last question, I believe we're on question number 73, if I'm counting correctly. What is one sliding doors moment in your life that you still think about today?
I suppose when I said yes to doing the show Glee.
Well, I'm glad you said yes to doing this interview, Gwyneth. That concludes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you want to have a little more charcuterie with me?
I'm all yours.
Fantastic.